òigridh Alba, droch Roghainn, droch Roghainn, Roghainn, agus féise. Shùilean an-diugh is tríocha chlanne sin mo dhéin san lá hawn. Sma sé Kerry Anne, sam ar slé I gcaine amach barach mo òigridh na cheileadh nisteach gan chlú comanda seo. Hamis an seo an injin na himach barachin agus clubachin a harin féin an Glasgow. Nishe an beca nuad na híte bí an bar seo bhumalan de òigridh, ach déimi éanain nach bí an láthair. Han balla bháin òigridh agus hanna míltin de rolanich bhór beag an thuiril I geanúin slí an gach bliona. Chaimise channe chuigrí hé had sían go críocha fálam ag olgé Glasgow.
I decided in my early teens when I was maybe 14, I just found out more and more about the Christian faith and believed it to be true. And for me it was a logical step in that way.
It's quite difficult to grow up as a teen anyway, and you were saying you were converted at quite a young age when you were 14. So how did you kind of control like the teen rebellion stage whilst maintaining like your Christian values and like behaving as a Christian?
I think because your teenage years, like you said, is really focused on developing that, there was a lot of struggles and tension between the two because lots of your peers are telling you to go one way and the Christian faith is saying to go another way. So I think there was battles and pressures, but in the end, at the same time as learning or as growing as a teen, I was learning about the Christian faith and actually that it has stuff to say about all areas of your life, and it was just kind of learning and understanding that for myself.
There's a lot of pressure on young women especially to look and behave in a certain way, portrayed by the media. How do you find these pressures affect you?
Okay, well first of all it makes me really mad. I really don't like the way the media portrays women at all, and I feel like at least on my social media feeds at the moment there's a lot of backlash against that. A lot of people are posting how this is wrong, and I think it is changing in some ways. But for me, I stopped reading women's magazines years ago and actually feel like that's such a big help and an influence because it's like garbage in, garbage out. So you feel the pressures if you engage with them and if you let it influence you, but if you don't, then it really doesn't have as much an effect on you.
So does your Christian faith affect the way you look at relationships and how you look at dating?
Yeah, massively. I would only ever date another Christian and someone who has probably really similar values to me in that sense. It just wouldn't work otherwise, and it wouldn't be beneficial. I've seen people who haven't, and it's just haven't dated Christians, and it's usually detrimental to them, and also I think, yeah, it's just incompatible.
And what does it mean to you to be a Christian?
It means a lot, I'd say. I guess it's my whole life now in some ways. It's my number one identity, and it means kind of that you always know that God is there, and so that influences every area of your life, and I think it's great.
Daithí agus mairead mórach an daithí dheanú an Glasgow. Daithí has téigte go dainn an sa chreideadh Chrìosdaidh.
I was converted when I was 13, and I was brought up not in a Christian family but in a Christian culture, and I would go to youth fellowship, church now and again but not regularly, and I would go to Christian Union in school and things like that, and I started to read my Bible all the time, and I had a lot of Christian friends, and then I was converted halfway through third year in school. It wasn't a dramatic experience at all. It was just very plain. I was just praying to God, and I was converted there and then.
I was converted when I was 8 years old, or at least that's when I would say I was aware of being a Christian, when I was 8 years old. My parents think that it was younger than that. I remember lots of stories from the Bible and things from when I was younger because my dad's a minister and my mum's a Christian as well. So they both taught us about the Bible and what it was to be a Christian from a very young age. At the age of 8, I just remember when I prayed that night, I was really urgent in what I was praying, and I was worried about what was going to happen if I didn't become a Christian. And I went to sleep that night, and in the middle of the night I remember waking up. My mum was away at this time, my sister was in hospital and she was with her, and it felt like there was a light on in the room, but as far as I was aware there wasn't a light on. Maybe there was, maybe my dad came in and put the light on looking for something, I don't know. But to my mind then, I had a conversation with God at that time and it reassured me, and I remember waking up in the morning thinking, I am a Christian now. And I went and told my dad and he was like, that's great, you should phone and tell your mum. I told my mum and she was like, are you sure? You know, it's a big thing, that's a really big thing, are you sure? And I was like, oh, who asks that? Of course I'm sure, I'm 8. But I was sure, and ever since then I've known that I was.
How does being a Christian impact on your day-to-day lives?
It permeates everything in our life, really. We try to start the day with worship in here, so we just we sing we sing a psalm, just a few verses, and then we do a wee reading, and then we start the day in prayer. And basically everything we do, our work. When in my interview I had to say I couldn't work on Sunday, for example, and they were happy to allow me to do that. So I was very pleased about that, because if they told me that they would need me to work on Sunday now and again, I would have had to walk away from the job.
Every decision that you make, really, if you're taking it 100% seriously, then it impacts every single decision you make. Where you go, what you do there, who you speak to, what you speak to them about, all that kind of thing. It impacts, or it would if you were taking it 100% seriously, everything. Yeah. But obviously, nobody's 100% perfect Christian. Nobody does let it impact every single decision that they make. So there are times when you just go and do your own thing. Mm-hmm.
But even what we watch on the telly as well,
I think
it's quite a difficult area, but sometimes we have to draw the line on some things. Mm-hmm. And we can't watch the things that everyone's talking about at work and stuff like that as well. Yeah. So yeah, even things like that.
Yeah. We're expecting a baby on the 1st of June, and we don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl yet, so that'll be a nice surprise on the day, we hope.
Yeah, again, it's central really. I mean, we're going to bring up the child. I mean, the Bible says to bring up your children in the admonition of the Lord, and the nurture, of the Lord. So we're going to bring up our child, believing the things we believe, because we believe that's obviously for the best of the child. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, we're already thinking about Christian schooling. There's a Christian school that's just started in Glasgow.
Obviously, the child, when they grow up, they make their own decision about where their life goes, and that's part of what we believe as well, that only God makes someone a Christian. We're not, raising a child and making them a Christian. We don't believe that you can do that.
It's not possible.
So we're just hoping to point them in what we believe is the right direction, and hopefully that will work out to their good.
There's a lot of misconceptions about Christians, obviously, and that's growing and growing. Because when you say evangelical Christian, like, people think they've got all kinds of misconceptions. They think you're a bigot and stuff like that.
And you hate gay people, and you hate people that do this, and you hate people that do that.
Yeah, they think if you don't hold a certain view, then the only motive must be hate, which we're not even allowed to do. We're told to love our enemies, so we're not even allowed to do that.
Van a huur mi amach iannig ugraram. Lushin, heil mi genaatje voor een tjech machokal. Gus brien die ver, ik je wel joldes versen duide huis. De session Kerry Anne MacLeod, minister skiede wak in Jelan Lois.
Wel, nid ymwneud gan olau, nid ymwneud gan Jelan sgianach yn hwb am I falach yn ynrannach. Agus gwysg mi ynfatyn, agus hyc mi. Gro mi chanefan ynrannach gwylichtiral ach edfog spiritual fan mi falach yn Gromi an na suiachú imalach, agus bha mi bhealach cén unrannach. Na da hau na dy giacada ha peer pressure na rhyplaid, fat y diúr. Agus ma hau eitrialachtio hau yddiastio hau gadach cyn. Gyfel gyfer eitrw agus, na giacada neile hag at y chwrstach. Fa sien dwlich ma ha mi onarach. Agus ógri ladiw ha mór an-diugh yn dy giachanyn achge na bheatha. Agus ach ha ag ach dynalach. Ach sŵle mysio gyfel sŵl ladiw bwlach dwlich gaharaj na dy hiw y liwyd triplach a ha leib na mianan. Agus gyda ha na mianan an na nimedoch doi fémar. Yddiast ha dwliad ysyn awn gan a Chrìosdaidh. Agus fémi yng Chrìosdaidh o gyfi ladiad agus yddiast fi cwrt lwch gyfer siorsichen taich agus cwdiach a ha leibach ddetioch Chrìosdaidh. Agus ha tor mianan chymich y lorn ydd son taich gyhorst gyn agus cwdiach yn ha féim ac yn
Hai fólaseach go bhfuil tóir húlainn in leibh bhí na de Chrìosdaidh óg aniu. Ach, hai cúteach fólaseach go bhfuil at úla láidir an creidú. Cha mi a bhríon di fer óg a leoas a ha ann nu huiachu.
Smash an Roghainn MacLeod, sauna calvag hami. Hami fichid blion na gwysh, agus hami riliant yn ys eisiau siach blion chwnnw la na chwnnw blion y cyw. Hami ag olhau na gael dos na nielan an y stornwaig, hami gianw galig agus lesach yw. Agus hami cydioch y gwybwydd ag sgolabach fer fel sy'n nast. Hami sio hwyl la at y tris y cwyg, sa sy'n iri club as jain y sgola Sean Clown. Ha dol trofilm trofilm y galig. As an sin hasin giannu oileanach cóldrú, hasin giannu rúdbeg fialagas, rúdbeg spór, so hasin giannu tóru ta masin, giannu sin píseach agus leischa hort labardachas agus scríbig sa húla camasin I imasacha bhíacha trona scoil go léir.
In níos go barach mai on cún agus cimar a hána go Chrìosdaidh.
As sin chaimir go scoil hiapost. As an sa hiad blianas, nárna blianas, an hres bliana, va neclas séad a cúr caimpi hinar dói, chaimir go nuinir is an 3 bliana agus sé os westri van sin. Anna sin va húla ein vich maras tríg sin minis ar vich tían ar misk, agus vi ga brímien jaran mechas a fíbal, agus vi ga brímien sin grís. Ha cén gym hymsnig grawn 9 miedig nárna bliana chaimi chynna chaimp, ha cén sin minis rakin I va brín. Agus va brímien ifrins va gra chanan 3 gochlanje tú mian calmasin guhare na bhain scoil habun na calmasin. Agus ní sin mian déisios aranioch gyfan, agus cho glár fôr cho alins van na neven. Sin sin mar va ifrin skriachel van, fuam, agus chane, agus a cén go mór hug bua jarams. Se hoor da een nu dorgad is vegan, agus fuse na coming to fuse the love suas bialu död en chandoring het fuse deken. Agus am is ik moring gra kunt toch sin fikkel jack me veram. Sanne sin ga mir rasche halwei agus ga mi gan gonjouni. Agus a keine kom in heilschen wekin wat tro kutchal. Agus as stay gan rimiasen ga mir rd agus ha mir wie am val on noorschen.
Dés as buai hic de chreidú ar de bheithil láithol ó lá go lá.
Mis vind geen honi stof honi da gein, mis vind rút agus na de gooi stof ma brine kutchigen, ma kutchige gene, mis vind Christian muai is sul soch hat deune go be feken, kre Chrìosdaidh hun noi ha brine deune. Me kret get gra noi ha gat lief ge heen, velu keinach da gene, velu y brine deune stoch na hat deune brine. Agus guhara na chaelu canig deune. Beis na chaelu macach gynele, stof ma ha deune fysig nopus ma ha macach deune. Chos I mis falaf no, anich deune na chaelu mi konstas yn hir sin. Agus am sy'n bod sy'n ha deune moch gre Chrìosdaidh hwn am sy'n y fwy. Am sy'n chybysig deune yn ufsad dylmach y mes gynele. ach bwring o gra siw ha ciolch eich iddo o hwylw cael gwrs ha bwring o ffiws mewn eich eith dol troi iach yn eich origin y cianoch rwyd ygyn y draif ag o hwyl a cas am ich yn o'r ingos mewn eich dim ar fi'n bio mi'r biech gia ond tron o hwyl cael fa mi gianu.